Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing fine today. As you can see by the title, it says we're cooking, beans, from because I'm from Uganda. I am going to be showing you how we cook our beans, at least how I cook it in my household. Just be just before we get into the video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more videos. So now I'm just sorting out the beans, take out like the unwanted beans, some that have gone bad basically, or they have like holes or bean weevils. If you're from Uganda, you should know this. And sometimes the beans, like you find them with a bit of stones and all that, and a bit of leaves, but bean leaves or something rubbish basically. So you don't want that in your food when it's cooked in the sauce, So that's why I'm sorting it out. And I prefer to use this tray. As you can see, it's like it has holes in it, so as I'm sorting, if there's any fine grit or sand, it will just go through. I bought this only £1 from Poundland. So yeah, this is how we like to cook the beans in my household. And you can have this with chapati, rice, matoke, or so. As you can see, I've sorted out the bad beans, as you should call them, the unwanted beans. You don't want that in your food. So yeah, all done now. I'm going to wash it off and I'll be putting it in my pressure cooker, or is it instant pot, sorry. Or if you don't have that, you can use a normal saucepan. So I've just put the water in. Excuse me. I've put cold water on this occasion. So I'll set the pressure cooker for 1 hour 45 minutes, but in between I'll keep on stopping the process, the cooking process, so that I can check. I don't want to overcook it. If you overcook it, will be very mushy and all that. Some people like it that way, but I like to have my beans with a bit of texture, as well as when the soft bit of it. So as you can see, I'm just setting the instant pot, the time it's on now. The thing what I one thing I like about this, you can put whatever you're cooking in and do other things. So now that's after a while, the beans is now all nice and cooked. Now I'll use 2 onions, depends how many onions you want, but on this occasion I'm using only 2 medium-sized onions, but depends, the more the better. But my kids don't like onions, so I try not to put too much in the sauce. So I'll chop them up. On this occasion they chop them really small. So as you can see, I'll make sure they cook a little bit, soften up. And one trick I got is, if you want your onions to cook up quickly, just put a bit of salt. So now put the tomatoes, and that's curry powder. I'm just adding curry powder, and that's the curry powder bought from my Ugandan food store, and that's the only curry powder I usually use. And I have some turmeric or turmeric, so 1 tablespoon of that, a small tablespoon. And you make sure that you mix everything all up, and I put salt. Add a bit of salt, and you can add in some garlic. I think on or here I'm going to add some garlic powder, or if you have the fresh one is even much better. So I'll mix it all up, make sure it's all cooked. And also you can put some paprika, a little bit of kick, not much. So I'm putting the garlic powder in it, and I will leave it to simmer. The spices, the onions and everything else, the tomatoes, to make sure everything cooks really well, especially with the spices. They have to cook really well. If they don't, then the sauce won't be nice. One way to know that the spices are now really cooked, if you can see the oil is separating from, you can see the oil like basically is separating from the tomatoes and the rest of the ingredients. So yeah, and I'm just waiting for it a little bit to simmer, and then afterwards I'll add in the beans, and I'll let it to boil until it thickens. When it thickens, some people like it less thickened, but I like mine when it's thick, that it tastes much better. It took a while. I wonder what I was doing here. It took a while, but I let the ingredients to cook really well, the tomatoes and everything, the mixture basically, if you would like to call it, sorry. And then I'll add the beans now. As you can see, it's all nice and soft. I'll add a cup of more, and then I'll use the stock, basically the soup or the water that I cooked the beans in. I don't chuck that away, but some people, or if you would prefer, you just cook the beans without any sauce or water, or add a little bit of water. That's also nice, but on this occasion I would like to add a bit of water, or eat sauce, the stock, basically bean stock. This is like our favorite. If I take long without cooking this, the kids will be wondering, Mommy, where's the muranga? Because they call it muranga. So they'll be like, oh, where is it? When are we having it? So at least every week, once a week, I have to cook this. So I cook once a week, because if I cook it, we'll eat it at least for twice or three times a week. Depends. The longer it stays in the fridge, the better for me. So now there, as you can see, I've added the water, or the stock, if you want to call it. And you can also add other things in it, like mushrooms. I'll do cup of recipe with the same beans and all that, put other bits and pieces in it, and it's really good. It's a vegetarian kind of meal if you don't want to eat meat. So but yeah, this is what I grew up eating, so no regrets for that, and it tastes lovely. So here I had decided to add a bit of salt for tasting. I usually don't taste my food, honestly. I just use my eyes, which is, that's not the right way how to cook. But because I've been cooking for so long, I just use my eyes, and, at the end, that's when I try to taste it. If it's not enough, then I'll add more salt. So as you can see, our beans is now ready, almost ready, sorry. I'll leave it. As you can see, there's all bubbling up, nice and thick, guys. You can have this with chapati, corn, or posho, as we call it back home in Uganda, or rice. and you can have this as a side dish with your other, meals and all that. All I want to say, guys, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more videos like this. Until next time, guys, bye.